Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to talk about a lot of news regarding, or not a lot of news, I should rather say a lot of discussion about Ubisoft and their games shutting down, at least some of their legacy titles. And Assassin's Creed Liberation HD has been pulled from Steam. Want to talk a little bit about that and why this is a little bit more of a notable removal off Steam. So we'll talk all about that, and also want to talk a little bit about Skyrim Together, the Reborn co-op mod. That is doing very, very well. I mean, it's a mod at the end of the day, so it's not like, it's Steam sales or anything like that, but hey, successful mods are pretty cool to see. We'll talk that in a little bit. Alright, so first of all, I see a lot of people upset about this, and rightfully so. Assassin's Creed Liberation, not my favorite game in the world. I played it originally on the PlayStation Vita when it initially came out. Didn't love the game, thought it was okay. I thought, for being an Assassin's Creed title on a handheld, I thought it was fine, whatever, 5 or 6 out of 10 kind of game. Then we had the release of Assassin's Creed Liberation HD in 2014, port of Assassin's Creed Liberation, it is what it is. It's not like it did gangbuster numbers or anything like that. However, on the Steam page right now, at the request of the publisher, Assassin's Creed Liberation HD is no longer available for sale on Steam. Please note, this title will not be accessible following September 1st, 2022, so that makes the majority of people think, so this game literally will not be playable come September 1st of 2022. Now, there's a couple things to consider. AC Liberation does go through Uplay to play it, just like a lot of the other Ubisoft titles. I think the majority of Ubisoft games do go through Uplay, but it's a single-player game, or a single-player focused title, and the fact that it won't be accessible is kind of asinine. Now, Assassin's Creed Liberation, I believe, is also included with the Assassin's Creed 3 remaster on PC, so I imagine, that's their, end game, they want you to buy the Assassin's Creed 3 remastered version, but that's still kind of garbage. Yeah, Assassin's Creed 3 remastered is $40, and it includes AC Liberation, which, that's very whack. When AC3 remastered came out, it was a jacked up priced version of AC3. It was $40, and, a remaster of a game on PC is never going to be anything crazy, at least in the majority of cases. But that gave them the opportunity to pull the regular Assassin's Creed 3 that you could get on the cheap, and then they were like, oh yeah, you want AC3? Buy the $40 remastered version, or get, I think it was AC Odyssey Gold Edition, or whatever it was. Which, whatever, at least the people that had AC3 can still access it, but in this case, they're just pulling AC Liberation, and it looks like the game won't be accessible come September 1st, 2022. I hope, that's just something that, come that date, people are still going to be able to download the game, that own the game on Steam, and they'll be able to launch it through Uplay, no problem. Maybe, some of the updates won't work or whatever, but yeah, if it's just, the game itself won't work, that is one case of, what the hell, Ubisoft? Ubisoft does a lot of questionable things, I don't even know why. Obviously we know why a publisher would pull their games from Steam in the get-go, but it just seemed like ever since Ubisoft pulled their games from Steam, their games have so much less buzz on PC, and maybe that's just anecdotal, maybe I'm just on Steam all the time, but, I just feel like Ubisoft is really, really on a downslide. Who talked about Immortals Fenyx Rising, as good of a game that was, on PC? Did a lot of people play that game? It didn't seem like it, and it would have been nice if that game got a little bit more exposure on PC. Obviously, I'm sure AC Valhalla did okay, but even then, probably would have done better if it did see a Steam release, and you slowly see that publishers do ultimately come back to Steam. Bethesda, EA, just off the top of my head. Rockstar still hasn't put the GTA trilogy on Steam, but maybe that'll happen at some point. But yeah, in this case with AC Liberation, this is definitely one instance and a story of a game being pulled from Steam that I think you should follow, and I'll talk about it again as we head into September and if we get any clarification on what's going on with that. Alright, moving on from that, I do want to note, the Skyrim Together Reborn cooperative mod has gotten 50,000 downloads since it dropped on Friday. This is a brand new mod for The Elder Scrolls V, and it obviously expands the player base of the game, at least the concurrent players in a world. Obviously, it has its issues and whatnot, but the mod is doing very, very well, and Skyrim is just one of those games, man. If you don't have Skyrim and you missed out on it during the Steam sale, well, it's gonna go on sale again at some point, but it's a game you should definitely have on your library. The amount of longevity that game generates off mod support and whatnot is just honestly pretty ridiculous, and you could have a great time with Skyrim for a very, very long time. So highly recommend to check it out. It's a game that I've completed like 84 times at this point on like a plethora of different platforms, so I don't know how eager I'm going to be to jump back into it anytime soon, but probably at some stage of the game. I mean, I was trying out Skyrim VR for a little bit, and I had my fun with that recently. But as far as doing a full playthrough, I don't know when I'm going to do that again. So many other games to play at this stage of the game. But that's going to do it for me again. This Assassin's Creed Liberation story is definitely something to follow. It's, you know, one of the more crappy instances of games getting pulled from Steam. Like in the case of the licensed games like your Transformers of the world, War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, those games are still downloadable if you're one of the lucky ones that have that game, those games in your PC library, or like a Deadpool. I have Deadpool in my PC library, and I'm happy I can still re-download that game and whatnot. But in the case of Liberation, it just seems like you might be SOL. But in more positive news, Skyrim Together, the new co-op mod, is doing very, very well. That's always good to see. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.